with you here on The Breakfast Show on BBC Radio Leicester. Now, a few weeks back, we heard how the cake for the upcoming royal wedding was going to be made right here in Leicestershire. Well, it's now been finished and it's safely being looked after at Buckingham Palace. But there's also quite a story about how it got there. With us now is Richard Stubbings. You heard him just a few seconds ago from Premier Logistics in Leicester. Richard, morning.
Good morning to you, Ben.
So you got this telephone call. Can you take something to London for us? Your reaction when you found out it was the royal wedding cake?
To be fair, I think today is probably more nerve-wracking, to be honest with you, Ben.
Oh, come
on! No, it's a huge privilege, as you'd imagine. It's an honour. The thing that's very important, the message to get across, is there's plenty of bad news in the world. It's nice to have a good news story, and it's absolutely brilliant that it comes out of Leicester. So there's two companies from Leicester, both working together in the royal proceedings.
I mean, clearly you are a logistics company, so moving delicate pieces of equipment and stuff like that is what you do. But there must have been an added bit of nervousness about taking something that is going to be seen around the world, is at the present the most important cake in the world.
Yeah, exactly. It's a precious cargo, to say the least. And again, that's credit to Fiona Cairns for the way that they actually prepared the item for transport, and which made our life a lot easier. But you're right. I heard one of your trailers coming in talking about potholes and braking, and you're right. The brake pedal was banned, and it was a case of being nice and smooth all the way in, but potholes were a bit of a nightmare, gotta be honest.
Did you do it on a big lorry or a van or what?
No, we took it in a Mercedes type van, so it was
really?
So it was all liveried up, so obviously we wanted to get there as discreet as possible, was the order of the day, and obviously had to keep the whole thing highly secret.
So who drove?
Myself and the managing director.
Really?
We shared Lee Christopher, we shared the honours evenly, the pressures evenly, probably.
Well, I was going to say, because you know, it would have been a disaster. Even an emergency stop would have just been unthinkable.
Yeah, it just wasn't an option. Simple as that. It's got to be there. You know, the brief was very clear. Get it there nice and safely on time, so that the Fiona Cairns team. It was received actually by Fiona Cairns at the Palace. She met us at the Palace, and obviously, you know, watched the actual sort of consignment being unloaded to make sure that it was exactly as impeccable as it left their factory.
I know there is no point me asking if you know what it looks like, but have you seen it?
No. Once again, you know, that's probably the most popular question I've been asked so far. The fact of the matter is, obviously, it was very well packaged for transport reasons, and then it was extremely well protected for security reasons. So we had to take it directly inside to the Palace, so that there was nobody seeing anything being unloaded.
So is there like a back entrance, the cake entrance to Buckingham Palace?
It was actually a side entrance to the Palace. Yeah, it was of high security, as you'd imagine. X-ray machines and all sorts of things. Yeah, as you'd expect, and it's quite comforting to see. To be honest, it was gratefully received when we got there. They got us off the road pretty quickly. So,
so you guys, I mean, driving through London, apart from anything else, is a nightmare, isn't it? Driving through with a van, but driving with a precious cargo must have been. I mean, obviously you're both very skilled drivers, but when it was all delivered, there must have been get home now.
I'm sleeping now, which is nice.
How much notice did you have?
About a month. About a month. So it wasn't a great deal of time, but it was enough to work through the plans, understand the procedures, the protocols. The important thing to get across, actually, up until yesterday, only myself and Lee Christopher actually knew what we were doing. Nobody else in the business even knew what we were doing.
Really?
It was that secret, yeah.
And was that the deal with Fiona Cairns?
Yeah.
You know, you keep your stum.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The customer is always right, as they say.
Well, quite. Have you done anything for Fiona before? I mean, it's a long time since I've interviewed her, but I always thought she seemed to be just so passionate about what she does.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, again, I heard your trailer coming in, and you're right. We have worked with Fiona Cairns for a while, which is one of the reasons why we're a known entity. You know, we're a safe pair of hands. We're discreet. We get the goods there on time when it's needed. But you're right. You know, one of the things you're saying about the precious cargo, we move all sorts of products, but this is by far and away the most prestigious item we've ever moved, ever had the responsibility to look after. It's been an honour and a privilege, and it's nice to sleep again.
Do you know what? It's lovely to meet you. I'm just thrilled, and I think that so many people playing their part in the royal wedding will feel exactly the same way you do, of pride, of a bit of stress involved, but actually job well done.
That'd be great. It'd be nice if they send me a piece of cake, that'd be great.
Well, who knows? I tell you, if you do, I want to see it. Richard, it's great to see you. Enjoy tomorrow. Are you doing anything?
We've got a bit of a get together to celebrate. After all this, it would be crazy not to.
Would do, wouldn't it? Thanks, Richard. Great to meet you. Thanks. Another lovely day tomorrow. That's Richard Stubbings from Premier Logistics here in Leicester, who had the unenviable task of getting the royal wedding cake to Buckingham Palace. No pressure. It's 2 minutes to 8. I'm asking you this morning.